Bobby watched a recording of himself doing something the real Bobby had never done. A few minutes earlier, he had woken in a locked room with one table, one red cube, and a camera watching both. A note waited by the door. "Do not trust what changes when you look away." Bobby stared at the cube. Then he blinked. The cube had moved. The camera had seen everything. So Bobby checked the recording. On screen, he never blinked. The cube never moved. That should have settled it. Then the Bobby on the screen raised one hand. The real Bobby did not. He stepped away from the monitor. The recorded Bobby stayed where he was. Then it turned and looked directly at him. Bobby pulled the power cable. The screen stayed on. Inside the recording, the locked door opened onto a bright hallway. Behind Bobby, the real door was still shut. Then it clicked. Bobby opened it. On the other side was the same room. The same table. The same red cube. And another camera already watching the door. Maybe the first camera had not been recording Bobby. Maybe it had been showing the next room what to expect. Bobby entered. This time, he refused to blink. He kept one eye on the cube and one eye on the camera. Nothing moved. Then the ceiling light flickered. For less than a second, the room went dark. When the light returned, the cube was still there, but the door had moved to the opposite wall. Bobby had been watching carefully. He had also been watching the wrong thing. That problem does not require a strange room. In real experiments, people can miss large changes when a blink, cut, or flash hides the moment of change. The world still feels complete. But attention does not hold every detail in place. Sometimes looking directly at something is not enough. In one study, 24 expert radiologists searched lung scans for tiny signs of cancer. The researchers placed a picture of a gorilla inside one scan. 20 of the 24 radiologists did not report it. Most of the people who missed it had looked directly at it. They were not careless. They were doing exactly what the task demanded, searching for tiny signs of cancer. The gorilla was visible. It simply was not part of the question their attention was trying to answer. Bobby added another camera, then another. One watched the cube, one watched the door, one watched Bobby watching both. For a moment, the plan felt perfect. Then all three recordings disagreed. One showed the cube moving, one showed the door moving. The last showed Bobby leaving the room before any of it happened. Bobby had collected more evidence, but none of it gave him a view from outside his own mind. It only gave his mind more material to interpret. Even ordinary vision works this way. Each eye has a small blind spot where the optic nerve leaves the retina. No light-sensing cells are there. Yet Bobby did not see a black hole floating in the room. His experience remained smooth. The missing patch did not arrive from the eye. The visual system filled it in using the information nearby. That does not mean the room was imaginary. The table still stopped Bobby's hand. The door still resisted when locked. The cube still reflected real light. The outside world pushed back. But Bobby never received that world as a perfect copy. His brain combined what arrived with what it already expected. Then it kept correcting the guess. Usually, that worked so well that Bobby called the result reality. The strange room had only made the process visible. Bobby found one final door. This one opened into an ordinary hallway. No cameras watched him. No lights flickered. Nothing moved when he blinked. He took 3 steps toward the exit. Then he noticed a red cube beside the wall. Bobby stopped. Had it just appeared? Or had it been there the whole time, waiting for his attention to ask the right question? The hallway offered no replay, no second witness, no place outside Bobby's own experience where he could stand and compare his view with the world. He had spent the night trying to escape a room that could rewrite reality. But even outside the room, Bobby still had no view from outside himself.